check it out. We got some cool gifts from our friends at Sawyer. Sawyer makes water filters, insect repellent, all sorts of bug repellent, and yeah, they sent us a cool little care package as kind of a thank you and congratulations for Your Water Can Be Safe being accepted into the Friday Harbor Film Festival. So huge thanks to Sawyer. Thanks for all they do. We were able to hook Derek and the orphanage up with one of these guys, a Sawyer water filter, to help save them a ton of money, get them clean water, help reduce any waterborne illnesses, all sorts of cool stuff like that. So today, the purpose of this video is just to do a pretty significant channel update. There's been a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes. I've got some notes here of things to talk about. So I just want to take a little bit of time to just kind of go over what's been going on with this channel, kind of what's the future of this channel, why haven't you seen me in a little bit, and yeah, I think that's it. So to start with, I want to thank you all so much for being here. This channel's gotten up to like 300 subscribers, which is tremendous for me. I never really started this channel with the intention of amassing a huge following. And so just to see the subscriber count steadily increase has just been really just a cool experience for me. So thank you to all of you who have tuned in, who continue to tune in, watch these videos. And for those of you who comment and who are getting something out of it, especially some of the folks who have commented on like the technical videos, I really appreciate it. It really means a lot. I really enjoy making these videos. So thank you. Thank you to all of you who have subscribed, who have stayed tuned, and who just continue to watch the things I put out. Thank you so much. So a quick note on the channel in terms of consistency. You know, I've wanted to start this YouTube channel for a while now, and one of my biggest hesitations for not starting the channel is I knew one of the keys to YouTube is being consistent. Because like I said, I didn't start this channel in order for it to amass a huge following. But the thing is I would love for people to see these videos and get something out of them. I love researching videos. I love making these videos, and I want to make videos that are beneficial to the creator community. And part of getting videos in front of people is being consistent with posting. And especially the last 3 months, I haven't been super consistent. So I apologize for that. If you watched my last update video, it was because we've had a newborn foster kiddo, and that is still true. We now have a 3-month-old newborn foster kiddo because we've had the little guy for 3 months. So thank you all for your patience. We have been posting quite a bit of stuff though. So we do want to talk about that in the sense of what is this channel? So part of this channel is it's a space for me to post the work that I do with clients or the passion projects that I want to showcase to the world. Not all of my client work ends up on here, not all the things I produce end up on here, but a lot of the stuff that I think really reflects me best is what ends up on my YouTube channel. So lately it's been a few interviews, some long form interviews, some rap music videos, some stuff like that. That's the stuff that I've really been enjoying doing. The rap music videos that we've been posting and the interview with K-Dub or Keanu that will be coming out tomorrow. Those have really been just a fun project working with a counselor who does music therapy to really showcase these kids' stories. But another piece of this channel that I really enjoy is making technical content and making videos talking about the process of creating. I found, at least in my small kind of tight-knit creator community, that there needs to be better community. And I think there needs to be better information out there for creators because, you know, I found, at least for myself, watching some of the bigger YouTubers that are great and they have fantastic content, sometimes there can be a little bit of a disconnect of what it is like to be a small creator again. And so some of that content, although it's really entertaining and really fun to watch, it may not be necessarily as beneficial to smaller channels, or smaller creators. So kind of the goal with the stuff that I create is, you know, I really, you know, we could talk about what it's like to shoot on an Alexa or, you know, a $50,000 Prime, or what's wonderful about, you know, the new Sony A9 with the global shutter, all that stuff. But in reality, for most of us shooting, a lot of that stuff is unattainable or not really useful. Super enjoyable to watch. I love those videos, but continuing to create content that is relevant to kind of the bulk of creators. That's really what I want to do. And I don't say that to be arrogant. It's really truly is my passion. I've spent a lot of time in education. I spent time as a mountain guide. I've spent time tutoring, and I just really love, one of my favorite things is helping people understand complicated concepts and breaking them down into small component pieces. So for those of you who've watched, some of my time code videos and who have left, really kind comments, I really appreciate it. That is the content I really love to make. So this channel really goes down into 3 parts. There's the content that I make for clients or my passion projects. There's kind of the technical aspect of things, like the timecode series that we're finishing up, about to make a few videos on lenses, lens design, and exposure and aperture numbers, some stuff like that. And then kind of that third component is more of, I think the best way to put it is the philosophical side, or kind of the how do you say it? Yeah, I guess the philosophical side of filmmaking, kind of or maybe even the emotional side of filmmaking, of what is going on in the mind behind the scenes when we're creating things. So that's what this channel is about. Those are the things that I want to make, and that's what's happening. So we've got about 5 or 6 more videos kind of in the more YouTube-y category that are in the pipeline that'll be coming out between now and the first of the year, I suppose, since we're at that time now. So look forward to those. Okay, so some big updates. We've got kind of 4 main big updates, and we're going to start with the biggest one. That is the Nameless project. So the Nameless project is something that I've been working on off and on for the last 4 or 5 years. We started working on the website probably 18 months ago, but we finally launched the Nameless project last week. The Nameless project, kind of the tagline when people ask me what it is it's connecting people to marginalized communities through immersive storytelling. That's the heart of the Nameless project. So a lot of the work that I get to do in the homeless communities and the foster system, all of that kind of storytelling, the piece that's coming out tomorrow, it's called Save Me From This Place, some of the rap music videos, a lot of that stuff falls into the Nameless project. There is a link for the website to the Nameless project in the description below if you want to check some of that out, but it's really combining data and stories. There's so much data and information on homelessness, incarceration, foster care, human trafficking, all that stuff. But how do you relate data and stories? How do you make the data, how do you humanize the data and introduce people to the stories behind the data? So that is the heart of the Nameless project. I encourage you to check that out. And with the launch of the Nameless project comes a few updates to the studio. This is a brand new desk here. It's actually a 4x8 sheet of Baltic birch plywood. So this desk is massive. We're going to be doing some changes to the set here. And really a lot of that is we're going to be hosting quite a few more videos in here, some live Q&As for parts of the Nameless project, working with some experts and some people, some subject matter experts and people who with lived experience in homelessness, foster care, human trafficking, and incarceration to really bring more of that content to life in our community. So check out the Nameless project. We've posted a couple videos on there. Please go check it out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel over there. You can through email and the website to continue to receive updates. It's going to be a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm so excited to finally have this nonprofit off the ground and moving forward and being able to create and tell stories out of that. So thanks for tuning in. Okay, next thing, Your Water Can Be Safe. I've talked about it a few times on this channel, but Your Water Can Be Safe is one of the documentaries that we went over to Uganda to shoot. Your Water Can Be Safe is the one that is finished, and it was about doing a clean water project for the orphanage there in Uganda. We did not go to Uganda to shoot that piece. We went to Uganda to shoot a piece on the orphanage and Derek, the guy who started the orphanage, but we ended up building the orphanage a clean water system. Fantastic film. Again, it was shot intentionally, but we didn't go there to shoot that film. It kind of transpired in the middle of our time there. We kind of put a pause during the middle of our time in the orphanage to set them up a clean water system, and I was able to film it and document it. Made a documentary out of it, and now that documentary is running through some festivals. So we're really excited about that. So that's a huge update. We were just up at the Friday Harbor Film Festival a couple weekends ago. Absolutely incredible festival. We're making a video not on the Friday Harbor Film Festival, but on film festivals in general. That will be coming out in the next coming weeks. So stay tuned. At the earliest, I should say, at the latest, Your Water Can Be Safe will be made live for the public in March of 24. So stay tuned for that. That kind of depends on what festivals it gets accepted into. We can't release it publicly until it's run through all the festivals. So stay tuned for all that. Lots of stuff happening there. Okay. Third thing is working on a documentary film course. So I've taught a few different small pieces of a documentary film course and have written out the curriculum for it, kind of know what I want to do. So really it's just putting that together. And so a few people and a few entities have kind of poked at me to work on that some more, that there's some applications kind of on the horizon for that. So that's something that I'm going to be starting to actually make content for. So you'll start to see a lot more of that stuff on the channel probably around the first of the year. So stay tuned for that. Final update is we also launched a Patreon, and I've been really hesitant on the whole Patreon thing because there's a lot I could say about Patreon. I've been really hesitant to start a Patreon for a number of reasons. The main reason being I've always kind of doubted, like, would anyone really pay money just to see exclusively my work? And the answer is I don't know. But now that I have a Patreon, I sure can find out. So the Patreon is really just a way for me to post some more specific content, host some live stream Q&As, do a lot more behind the scenes work. And really, I would love to just build more of a community behind the work that I'm doing, especially the work that I'm doing with the Nameless project. So that's really kind of the focus of the Patreon. I've been posting on there quite a bit the last couple of weeks when I haven't been creating videos here, just to kind of keep fans and communities updated. I've had a few friends who've kind of had some access to it and they have really enjoyed it. So the Patreon is live. There's a link for that in the description below as well. Again, the Patreon is really just a way for me to continue to build community. There's 3 different tiers. They're fairly inexpensive. The first 2 tiers are kind of like one of them, like the entry level one, is basically just like a behind the scenes piece to get you more behind the scenes so you can see more of what we're doing, do some more content of setting up interviews, how we run interviews, and just talking about all of the behind the scenes stuff. I tell people all the time when they're like, oh my goodness, you're so lucky to be a freelancer. That is true. I am. I really appreciate it. But holding a camera and using my camera is really only 10% of what I do. So the behind the scenes level of the Patreon is really just kind of a window into the other 90% of what it's like to be a freelancer. The middle tier gets you all the behind the scenes stuff, plus early access to all of our content, some exclusive content. There's monthly Q&As that we were mentioning earlier. And then there's a top tier that's really built for creators. There's going to be some specific creator videos that will end up only on the Patreon and that will be up in that tier. That tier will also have some other opportunities for some specifically filmmaker or creator Q&As and then some portfolio review stuff as well. So please feel free to check the Patreon out. Subscribe if you want to. There should be a way that you can subscribe to it for free as well, because I do post just general updates on that as well. So there you have it. That's kind of the big updates for myself, High Sierra Collective, the Nameless project. Lots of stuff happening, and I appreciate all of the patience that you guys have given me, and for all of you who continue to tune in and continue to watch the content that we're putting out. I promise from here on out we'll be quite a bit more consistent, especially since we've made some updates to the studio. So thank you again for tuning in, and I will see you next week.